Hello, hope everybody is doing alright out there. If you're new to my channel, I am the Anti-Woke Warrior. Today I'm going to talk to you about The Last of Us because, hey, guess what? The Last of Us is woke. Wow, imagine that. A modern day TV show that's woke. Who would have thunk such a thing existed in the entire universe? Thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate everybody supporting my work. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. Let's get into this. Now, if you've not been watching The Last of Us, it's a pretty good show. We're, of course, going to be talking about the third episode because that was the big gay episode. You might be thinking, oh, anti-woke warrior, what are you talking about? We're allowed to have stories about gay people. It doesn't make them woke. That's not, I mean, come on. You just want to point to everything and say, well, in fact, I had a guy call me out last video. Oh, you just want to claim everything's woke. You stupid conservative. And I'm not even really conservative. But all right. No, this is a woke episode because the vast majority of the episode is about a homosexual couple, and it has nothing to do with the overall plot of the story. Yeah, that's, you might want to incorporate, the story moving forward, the main characters achieving their goals. So if this show was going to be non-woke, and it want to have this gay relationship in there, I mean, it could have been a 10-minute flashback to the main character and how he knew these people, and then we could just move on from there. But no, the lion's share of the show had to be about the gay couple. So listen, I'm going to give you major spoilers. If you have not seen this is mega spoilers right now coming your way for this episode. All right, so the zombie plague hits, and there's a small town about 10 miles outside of Boston that isn't affected by the fungi that are turning everybody into zombies. And there is a man living there in that small town who has built a sub-basement, a secret sub-basement under his house. And the military comes into his house to try and find him. Of course, they can't find him in his secret sub-basement. Comes out, finds the town to have been evacuated, and he decides to build himself a fortification around his neighborhood there. And he just goes to Home Depot, gets all the stuff, builds up a fence to keep out zombies, of course, and raiders, right? Because in desperate times, people will do horrendous things to each other. People do horrendous things to each other when they're not in desperate times. It's something about human nature that I will never understand. Our purpose is to rise above our animal instincts and act with integrity towards each other. This is how we are going to overcome obstacles. But what do I know? I'm just some guy who rants on the internet, right? So one day, after a few years of living on his own, in his fortification, an alarm goes off and he runs out to check his trap, and he caught a human in his pit trap. So he pulls the human out of the pit trap, tests him for the fungus. He's clear. And says, yeah, go, Boston's 10 miles that way. And the guy's like, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Can you, just bring me in? And then, of course, he has an iconic line.
And this is not an Arby's.
Now, the thing that I question about this guy wandering around, he said he's been walking from some quarantine zone, and there was 10 of them altogether. Wow, so these people were really unhealthy. I mean, how far did they have to walk? And what did they have to walk through? It's not like they're in the desert where they're going to die of dehydration in a couple hours. Boston has lots of water. And this is another point that I want to bring up. The guy does not appear to be carrying any water. Now, like I said, Boston area, Massachusetts, is not a desert. So there is fresh water in that part of the world. But is it going to be safe for you to drink? You're taking a risk when you're drinking water that you find in streams, etc. It seems to me like you'd be carrying water with you, too. It'd be something, even if you were reliant on streams and such, which you probably would be, depending on how far you've been walking, you would gather some water and carry it with you just in case, the next time you needed a drink and you weren't near a stream, you had water. That's like hiking 101. Like when I go out hiking, I carry water with me. Even though I'm only going to be gone a few hours maybe, I'm not going to be drinking the puddle water. I'm going to drink the purified water that I have with me. And who knows if I'm even going to need it. But hey, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? I mean, water is something that's pretty damn important. The survivalist guy, he's a hardcore right-wing gun-toting survivalist who in his secret sub-basement has like 30 guns on the wall. He takes him in. He says, all right, yeah, I'll feed you. And he takes a shower, he feeds him, and they're kind of hanging out after they eat. And then the traveler kisses the survivalist. Just kisses him, because that's how it works. When you want somebody to go gay, you just lean over and kiss them. Yeah, okay then. And he says, yeah, take a shower. You're ordering the man to take a shower in his own home. All right, whatever. So he goes up and takes a shower, and then when he comes out of the shower, the gay dude is apparently naked in his bed. So he climbs into bed with him naked, and then they, do the deed, do the nasty. And then this kicks them off onto a 16-year relationship. I just find it, that seems very implausible to me that he's just going to go gay like that. And I don't know, it could have been handled better. It could have been handled differently. The story was very touching. I'm not going to deny that. The story was very touching. Like I said, we can have stories about gay people. Gay people do exist. You can have stories about anybody, any type of human being in the world. That there's no human beings that are off limits. I'm not saying anything that's about these people is woke, but this clearly does not fit in the story to this point, and it serves absolutely no purpose. Well, almost absolutely no purpose, virtually no purpose for the overall story. At some point, the couple has a fight, and the gay guy's like calling him out because I got to differentiate these people somehow. And he's like, "We're gonna have friends. We're gonna have friends. That's how it is. I've been talking to a nice lady on the radio, and that nice lady is Tess." Now, I have not played the video games The Last of Us, so I can't say anything about how good or bad they are. I've heard that the second The Last of Us was like super extra amazingly woke. Don't know. Haven't played them. I don't have a lot of time for video games. I like video games. I enjoy them. They're a lot of fun. They do help you with hand-eye coordination and reflex and all that stuff and memory, and lots of good things come out of playing video games. But I can either make you YouTube videos or I can play video games. I know, my fan base of 1 million followers, they're just being very unhappy with me. I can't disappoint that many people. So I don't get a lot of time for video games. So I don't know if The Last of Us is worth picking up or not. But they decide to meet with Tess and Joel and become, I guess, acquainted with them, and they trade with each other, which it just seemed like really tacked on. Why aren't they friends with other people? Why is this is such a lightning strike of perfection of how this relationship would work? Like, this doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really, it's not totally implausible, but it seems like you could have handled this better. Like, maybe they stumbled across each other and decided to start trading with each other, saying, hey, look, we're just kind of going out into the wilderness and seeing what we can find, and we found you, and we don't mean any harm, but I do see that your fence is falling apart here, and we can offer trade and this stuff. That seems like a more plausible situation than we just met some random people on the radio and we're going to invite them into our stronghold. Yeah, okay, then you don't know these people. You don't know what they're coming in with or not with or whatever. But okay, if that's how it's going to work. So anyway, we see the whole relationship not the whole relationship, but they go through the relationship, 16-year-long relationship, and then they decide to end it all because the gay guy gets sick. He said, like, I'm done living. I'm not going to get any better. I want to go out when I'm as healthy as I am instead of being lesser than I am right now, which makes sense. I understand that. The survivalist goes, yeah, so I'm going to crush up the pills and give them to you, but he put pills in the whole wine bottle, so he would get a hefty dose of the pills too, and then they died together. He said it's a very touching story, but it's just a bit too implausible for me to buy. It would have been more believable if Joel and, I don't remember the girl's name, were wandering along and they come across this stronghold, and it's like the gate is torn open and there's a bunch of dead zombies around, and they also see some people lying around who are dead and appear to be just regular humans, and they decide to brave it and go in, and then there's some action where they're fighting off the last few zombies that are in the stronghold, and they stumble across the gun vault and like, we have all these resources now. This is amazing. Or just have a 10-minute flashback to Joel's relationship with these people. Like, we were out wandering, we met these people, we decided to start trading with them, we gained a level of trust, and so I know this is a place we can go and get supplies, food, etc., and then we can move on. But no, they had to do this whole gay love story in a zombie apocalypse movie. Mind you, this show is not about the zombies as much as it is about the post-apocalyptic world and how to survive in a post-apocalyptic world, which I think is awesome because I don't care about zombies at all. I find the whole premise of zombies implausible. But, some other criticisms I have of this is like, okay, so I thought that this was You're Born This Way. But the survivalist guy just is like, oh, you're a man? Yeah, sure, why not? Why don't you just go ahead and do things to me? It's fine, I don't mind being your boyfriend, even though he's like, seriously, he's like flying the American flag, he's got guns, he's clearly supposed to be a stereotypical far-right. What the progressives' idea of what a stereotypical far-right individual is. Mind you, they would call me far-right for some of the things that I say, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not, so whatever. From what I've seen other than this episode, it's a good show. I wish that the girl was attractive. We used to put attractive people on TV and in movies. Now it's all about, oh, you're beautiful the way you are. Okay, then stupid progressive notions about what beauty is. There are people who are better looking than other people. That's just reality. This girl, she looks like a Neanderthal. I'm sure she's a very nice person. I have nothing against her. I don't want her to be hurt in any way. She's not pretty. Now, I know that people in real life are come in various levels of attractiveness, but Hollywood is supposed to be make-believe. So I would rather see the pretty people on screen. Maybe that's just the way I am. I don't know. Another thing is, like, these gay guys, homosexuality is a luxury It's a luxury lifestyle. And when humans are on the brink of extinction, you need to be making babies. You need to be making as many babies as well. Now, this story would not have worked nearly as well if it had been a man and a woman or two women. It just wouldn't have. It just would have been a completely different dynamic. These two men coming together to support each other and to be there for each other and to give each other things that they wouldn't otherwise have. It was really great. But it doesn't belong in this show, and it's only put there to win the woke points for the creator of the show, etc. And back to the young woman who is starring in the show, the teenage girl. She's like 14 or 15 years old. You know, when humans are on the brink of extinction, I mean, she would have been married off and making babies right now. Got to make more babies. That's how you keep humans from going extinct. I mean, that's a big factor, right? And you might be like, oh my gosh, she's only 14 or 15. You know, 100 years ago in this country, United States, 14-year-old girls were getting involved with adult men. And it wouldn't even have to be an adult man that would be involved with her. It could be somebody her own age or close to her own age. You know, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old. The laws used to be different in the Western world where 15-year-olds would get married. This is historical fact. I'm not trying to say we should do that now, but this is an extreme circumstance where humans are on the brink of extinction. And it's like year of breeding age, we got to make babies. We got to get this done now. So you're in a committed relationship, you're going to be raising kids. You know, that's kind of the reality of what humans do when they don't have the luxuries that we have today. Yeah, like I said, it's a good show. Check it out. I don't have to pay for this show. I have resources. There are ways that you can, you know, see it at a friend's house or something, or I don't know. There's other ways too. You can figure it out. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that The Last of Us is woke. Don't watch woke shows. At least don't pay to watch woke shows. I'm not going to watch The Boys anymore. It's gone totally woke. Even though I have Amazon Prime, I don't have Amazon Prime for the videos. I have Amazon Prime for the shipping. Plus, I have an Amazon Sellers account. So I would get access to this stuff anyway, but you know, I don't want to support woke shows. So don't give any money to anybody who's giving you this woke garbage, because it's, you know, got to send them the message. Look, if you want to do this, if you want to push these ideas on us, the public, then you're not going to get any money for it. Oh yeah, and you know, it was actually, what's funny is it was so disturbing to my wife watching these men kiss that she couldn't look at the screen, which is interesting because she's the one between the two of us who is more open-minded about this stuff. So we're not used to seeing men kiss, and that's something that is going to be happening more and more and more and more in our entertainment. So anyway, thank you for watching. That's all I got for this time. I'll talk to you in the next video.